I met a gypsy.
Right, we're in the belly of the beast here, round 3 at Anaheim Stadium again for A2. This is round 3 of the Super Motocross World Championship. We're watching the B practice right now. The A guys are up next, and then we're actually going to go up into the race day live booth with AC, JB. So pivotal night in the championship. Hayden Deegan, I think, is in a must-win situation. Jett Lawrence, how many races has he gone without a win in his career? Like, statistically, I feel like he has to win tonight as well. So, big night in the championship. We're only 3 rounds in. That was sick. Race day live with the boys.
Good job.
Good go. Jace, Gypsy Tales, mate. This week, a bit of adversity on a personal level for you guys, and then I think through A1, a bit of adversity in terms of the motorcycle. So there's some on-track adversity and some off-track adversity, but this weekend, probably when you needed to win the most in your 450 career, you were able to win. Do you learn anything about yourself as a person and as an athlete and the people that you have around you after what's going on in these first 3 weeks of the championship?
Yeah, I just focus on myself with the bike. That's all I've been doing the past few weeks. I think going back to Florida and having a nice reset, seeing my dog, my 2 lizards, and just some friends and family again to kind of reset. Sadly, I'm not a big fan of California with driving hours to the test track and back. You kind of lose your whole day. So it was just nice to get a reset. I only got to ride one time, but just that going back and kind of being in your own bed and that stuff would just help me just kind of focus back on myself. And, I got to focus on the championship. I don't really have time to try and focus on during the week drama. I have a very good agency with Wasserman and my manager, Jacob, and Travis Clark. So they handle that stuff for me. I don't need to worry about that. I'm focused on racing dirt bikes, what I get paid to do, and I'm going to do that the best I can. I don't need any other drama outside, So I just focus on riding my bike, getting that better, getting myself better, and just keep my head down.
And this win, how important was this win on track for you tonight?
It was just good to know I can win a main event again, honestly. So, yeah, it was just good to get back on that track and just kind of keep that momentum going.
I guess the question probably for Ando and Kenny, Jett, you're like too young to answer this question. Sorry, brother. But I think we're seeing the sport in an extremely unique place where you've got guys that are over 30, like trading out red plates. And I think tonight you could see like Ando, your riding style with just like how technical you are. Why do you think that we're just now seeing consistently guys over 30 leading the championship, multiple podiums early in the season? Like, what is the X factor apart from the little freak that's in the middle? It's pretty much been dominated by older guys.
To be honest, I think we all just really enjoy what we do. I'm pretty sure like all of us have gone through a hump to where we're kind of bitter at what we do just because it's tough. It's really tough. But I think now I think we're all at the age to where, not driving to the track on a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, going to the races, 30 weekends a year. It's what we've done for so long. So I think we're just passionate about what we do.
And honestly, I think also we've gotten, I don't know if you want to call it lucky, but throughout the off season, like all of us have stayed healthy. There were no, we weren't grenading ourselves, and I think everybody is firing on all cylinders at 100%, and that's the kind of racing that you get when we're all, at the top of our game.
I guess a question on the track. Last year we kind of got stuck with 9 whoops, and it just seems like everyone was complaining online, you guys, and it was just like staunchly 9 whoops, and we didn't change. This year I feel like the track crew, like leaving the quad in last week, we've had some variations in whoops. I personally think that the whoops have made for great racing at all 3 rounds. Your take just in general on not just the builds of the track, but maybe Feld and Dirtworks taking on some of the, maybe, I don't know whether it's criticism or advice, and your just general thoughts on the track, maybe all 3 of you guys.
I got 2 kids. I don't have time to worry about what the tracks are going to be like. So I've honestly just been showing up, not overthinking it.
Yeah, for me, I think the steamroller is nice. I think if you build the whoops with a lot of dirt, they don't have to be huge. But I think they can still be safe to where we can all blitz them through the whole night. And I don't think I think tonight they did a really, really good job at making them have enough dirt to where you could blitz them and jump them. Because when I was behind Cooper, I mean, he was still jumping them, and it wasn't like terribly. So it still took me 3 laps to pass him. So yeah, I think they were solid, and I think even if you go to like some of like the off-season races, like back in the day, like Geneva, it's soft dirt, but they steamroll them, and they still stay blitzable for the whole night.
Yeah, I'm a fan of having the harder whoops, like a lot of us, like top guys, we practice and we train a lot on whoops to try and become better because it is you can gain a lot, but you can also lose a lot there. So I think when we had the 9 whoops where if you weren't as good as a skimmer, you could just go jump to them 3 times and get out of it. It's kind of like unfair in a way, like, because the guys who've worked their butt off to try and skim better and get the bike where it works better and that stuff, because it is hard to skim. It's a lot more of a technical thing. You have to put it on this much of the whoop. Even though the whoop's this big, you're still only hitting like just a small spot. So I think having the more whoops is better, and having them steamrolled to make sure they kind of stay a little bit more skimmers. I think for better Supercross skimmer whoops like Kenny, Jason, Eli, myself, Chase, like, we have a bit of an upper hand because we took that time to work on that. So I think I'm a fan of having more whoops and more difficult ones. I struggle in these whoops today. Even like I got bucked sideways a few times, but it kind of creates good racing. It's not just simple whoops. We're not just going brup, do them easy, So I'm a fan of them, even if they're hard for me personally.
How many were there on the first set, actually?
I don't know.
Was it more than 9? I think it was 8.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was 8 each.
It's hard to count when you're skimming them.
Colin, mate, congratulations on your first podium. Every time I've seen you through any of the days, you qualify 5th and you're just like legitimately pissed off. Does this feel like a rookie season? Because I think a lot of people know what your name is now that maybe didn't before. You seem to have a very high expectation of yourself. Was this an expectation coming into your rookie season to get a 3rd? And then have you got a block of Whitakers to celebrate tonight?
We got block of Whitakers back home right now, but they'll be waiting for me. I obviously want to do good. I think I was like P8 after first qualifying. I was pissed with that. But then I was like P4 after the second one. I was more happy with that one. But, I'm definitely more of a racer. I like racing better than qualifying. So
But did you expect to be on the podium 3 races into your pro career? Because not a lot of people expected to see you up here just purely because they just hadn't seen you race that much.
I mean, yeah.
I want to just switch gears real quick, if I may. A little bit of 450 bench racing. Have you guys got to follow any of the 450 races? And what do you 3 make of this 450 championship?
I just thought it was gnarly. Roxon's got the red plate now. I was like, when was the last time a Suzuki had a red plate? And then that's pretty wild, though. That's sick. That's what shows you consistency is key. He ain't even won a race yet, and he's got the red plate. But it's been gnarly. You got all these guys. I mean, Tomac was like kind of buried tonight, and he was the guy last weekend. It just shows you how gnarly the field is and how prepared you're going to have to be when you go to a 450.
I mean, it's cool to see Tomac on a comeback. The field is so deep in the 450 class, it's just cool to see the racing. We're watching qualifying and then like Jett and Eli just going at it. It's just cool to watch.
Yeah, 450 season is going to be good. It's going to be a shootout for 17 rounds, so it'll be fun to watch.
Hayden, did this feel like a must-win? I mean, you've kind of had this like weird career progression where it's like first year no one expects anything, second year almost no one expects anything. This year it's just like, hey, this dude needs to win and he needs to dominate. 2 rounds of no winning. Was this the first time in your career where you were like, hey, I actually have to win this race this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a long season. I thought the season was shorter. Christian's like, after the first race, I was like, bro, I really got to lock in and start winning. He's like, dude, you're fine. You got plenty of races left. I was like, oh, we have that many races left? Okay, cool. I was like, it actually kind of brought some stress off the shoulders. But honestly, I can't even look at those last 2 races because, I mean, I didn't have my bike set up right, and that's just how it is. It's part of the game. It's dirt bike racing, and now that I got the bike set up, though, I'm a whole different rider out there, and that's what we're looking for.
Is the farm versus Cali thing that different for bike setup? Like you guys were that far off, just purely based on location?
Yeah, it's hard to say because some days at the farm will be hard packed or not, but maybe I just really didn't set up my bike that great at the farm anyways. Like when I was riding at the farm, I kind of did struggle with my bike setup a little bit. So, we got down to the West Coast and obviously it wasn't too great at the first 2 rounds, but I will tell you, we got that bike dialed now. Jake, the suspension guy, we grinded that and we got it good, and dude, my whoops are just unreal right now. The bike's perfect. So, super proud of the boys over there.
And did you expect this from Cole? He expected it for himself, but did you know he was going to get on the box?
Yeah, it seems like he doesn't expect anything. He just goes with the flow. He's like, if it comes, it comes. Oh, please don't clip me for that. Oh, damn, I'm cooked. Yeah, but honestly, he's a good rider. He's got that new era technique. There's no reason why he shouldn't be on the podium. The kid rips. So obviously, congrats to him. And I remember that first podium too. It's just the start to something big.
It's a random one. We had the GOAT on the podcast this week, and he asked me, do you think anybody in the 250 class could tighten their own chain and then do a lap of Supercross? Can any of you boys tighten it?
I definitely could. I got it.
I actually, when I was on my KTM for a while, I actually worked on my own bike for a couple weeks, so I could do that. I could change an oil filter, I can put the chain lube on, so I can get my bike ready for the practice track. Maybe not a factory star Yamaha, because that thing might need some more maintenance, but a stock 250 I could do some work on.
Yeah, same. I think we all got it pretty covered. We should be all right.
Well, round 3, another wild night of racing. Jett Lawrence gets his first dub. I kind of called this one. I just didn't feel like the Jett Lawrence could go 3 rounds without winning. Kenny, he did the podcast this week. He now has the red plate. But yeah, Jett, pretty special performance through all of the adversity that he had to face this week. He blocked out the noise and performed when it mattered. I feel like that would give him a lot of confidence. So thanks for riding along for A2. Race Day Live was also sick. But we'll see you next weekend, Phoenix, Arizona. Bang.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.